Hello and welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, ladies. How are you today?
Hello.
Oh,
Welcome to the show. We have made it through another amazing catastrophic week.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, ladies. We're so happy to be here. Hey, fans. We love you. We miss you. We're so happy to be on tonight. It's your girl, Miss Shalonda, known as Coach Shalonda. We have your girl, Kim, known as Serious K.
Hey, everybody.
And our beautiful Keneen, Miss Queen A, is absent tonight. She will be back next Saturday. We love you, girl. Hope that all is well and you're getting everything you need to get done. But we have a wonderful special guest co-host tonight. Are y'all ready for this, fan? She is one of our number one. I say one fans. I didn't say she is one. You know, fans be like, what you mean? What you mean? She's one of our number one fans. Our special co-host tonight is Mrs. Nicole Green. Hi! Welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you on tonight.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you tonight, Miss Nicole? How are things going? How was your Saturday?
it's going pretty good so far.
Good.
I have a little company with my husband, but I'm okay.
So, well, let's get off into our show. Before we get started, we always want to talk a little bit about our week. So, does anybody have anything exciting that happened to them this week? Any exciting thing, weird thing, amazing thing? Thing. Tell me, come on, Serious K. I know somebody hit the shop again.
Well, look, we didn't have anything exciting going on this week, but we was on edge this week because of what happened last week. So every time we heard it, everybody was jumping like
what?
Somebody else done it, But this week, I had an amazing week. I'm getting ready for my trip, my Jamaica trip coming up next week. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna miss being on the show. I love you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys so much, but I will be on vacation in Jamaica and I'm trying to get packed. So y'all just wish me traveling grace and hey, I'm gonna turn it up for y'all. I have a little fun for y'all. I'm gonna think about y'all while I'm gone.
She said she gonna think about us. Yeah, right. She gonna be like, her husband gonna be like, honey, did you miss the show? What show?
Right.
We wish you all the best. We know you're gonna have a wonderful, fun time. You know, Jamaica, that's what it's for. A lot of fun. So we know you're gonna have a really good time. And fans, guess what? Our producer is originally from Jamaica, so it seemed like that's all she should know is fun.
Okay.
The islands, like, do you know anything about being serious? You know, about the real world here in America versus Jamaica. So I'm sure you got a lot of tips from our producer Kim. I'm sure you got a lot of tips from Sandrine, some places to go, some drinks to drink up, you know, like the Kool-Aid and the lemonade and
The tea.
the tea. Miss Nicole, did you have anything exciting?
Being asked to come on the show.
Oh,
That was exciting enough for me, and I'm a homebody, so there's nothing much happening. I enjoy it.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Well, we're so happy that you're on. I would say that, I don't know, the fun thing, I'm not going to say exciting or amazing, but we're in this phenomenon right now called Mercury retrograde. We're going to talk about that a whole lot next week on our show because we're going to have our Miss Queen A on that has the history and the background of it. But if I tell you, I've had some experience. I mentioned earlier today that I left my keys in the cup holder all night. You know,
Lord.
it is good.
Oh my God.
It's good to be in a wonderful area, in a wonderful neighborhood, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
The thieves knew.
Yeah.
I left my cup holder. So, many of us have the little keyless entry. So, you just throw your keys. I mean, bad habit, just throw my keys anywhere. And usually the car won't lock up, and me not thinking, not hitting the button. I usually hit the button and the car will lock, but I didn't even do that. I just got out, came in the house, whatever I did, and forgot about everything. Forgot to lock the door, forgot about everything, and I didn't park inside the garage. I just always park out, because I have too much stuff in the garage.
Yeah.
To fit.
I ain't going back to the car.
Right. The other side is completely full. So we're on the driveway. So, I'm just parking right out in front. And I'm just looking for my keys. Where are my keys? Where are my keys? I can't find my keys. I'm fussing at my living. Where you put my keys? Because he always leaves toys or whatever in the car.
Yeah.
And so something said, you left them in the car. I know you left them. I went out to the car. They were sitting in the open, just in the open.
Wow.
Open.
Wow.
So I was going to the gym, went to the gym. So the funny thing, this is the funny part, because that's not really funny. It's funny after the fact, everything is good and safe. But
yeah,
my next door neighbor, Lord help her, help her please. She has 3 little ones. And they like 2, 4, and 6, or either 1, 3, 5.
Yeah.
It's going to be, 2, 4, 6, 2 years apart, 3 of them. Bad. Oh, she ain't watching the show. Bad.
Oh, Lord.
But she, she's in her little minivan, and the door was open. So you know how you thinking your neighbor's getting groceries or whatever, or getting stuff out of the car. So you just go about your business.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the gym, worked out, came back, and I go to the gym because I meet one of my previous colleagues, and so I go far away to meet her. So she and I stay like an hour away, so we can meet in the middle at this gym that's all over the place. Yeah. And so I came back an hour later. Why was the door still open? So I didn't say nothing. I laughed.
Oh my God.
It was so funny. Had to take a picture. Take a picture.
Oh my God.
I don't do that, but I take a picture just
what y'all got going on?
Just to send as a text, as a joke to my friends. But it's real. But I attribute all of that to Mercury. Mercury has us going crazy. We're in the beginning stages of it, and a lot more fun and funny things to come. You guys just hold on tight. That was so funny to me. So let's get into it.
Oh, I was just thinking, I have a habit of leaving my key in the front door. Have y'all ever done that?
Yeah.
Thank God I have a storm. I'm just like turning the door. I'm like, why I can't open the door? Like the house door. And I'm like, oh, the keys are on the other side.
And that's
scary. Like, what if somebody just see your keys and just unlock the door and come in the house? But thank God for house alarm, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
That happens to me. I gotta be more conscious of that, sometimes slow down. And
we really do need to slow down. We need to or just be aware and alert where we're going, things we need to pick up, put down. We need to be very aware and conscious. That's too funny to me.
Yeah.
So let's get into our hot topics tonight, girls. So we're gonna just briefly talk about our main topic we're talking about traditions, fans. So this is all about traditions tonight, honey. If I tell you in today's society, and even this week on one of the main shows, I don't know if you saw it, Kim, because I know you do hair during the week, and you may have seen one of the episodes, but they talked about how they try to normalize cheating, how people are trying to really normalize cheating in society in today's time, which is crazy how back in the day it was like, oh my God, what? This person did what? It was just horrific. And now it's almost like, well, that comes with the territory. No, not in my book. But how society tries to normalize it. So we're going to briefly talk about our hot topic, Kimora and Russell Simmons and the lawsuit that's going on with them. So we got a main topic out of that. And they do business together. So Russell is wanting to sue Kimora because he feels as though they're trying to she and her husband are trying to steal from him, and they are currently doing business together. And so I think her husband was in some trouble a little while ago. He had to pay, I think the number was well over 46 million back, and I guess that's still going on. But anyway, they were all in some heat and some hot water. And so now he's trying to sue Kimora because he says she was trying to take more shares from their business. Now, this is the thing here. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad because from what I know, and I don't know, you girls can correct me on this, they've had a great relationship over the years, although, they've gone their separate ways and have other families, but they are like a big, happy family, and now understand they still do business together. So our topic is, do you know anybody that is in business with their ex-wife or husband or ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, and they do very well? I know not one person. Do you all know anybody?
I can't think of anybody, not off the top of my head. But look, this couple and Russell, there should be a clear indication of you should not do business with your ex, and especially if your ex got a new boo, and if his money is tied into your ex's money with your money, because now he done messed up my money and my money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't risk that. That's very risky. And that ex, what if they mad at you about something? They think about something that you did to them a long time ago and they try to get you back. You know what I'm saying? And they take your money and do something with it.
Exactly.
But no, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't be in business. I couldn't be in business with my ex anyway, and then especially having a spouse, because he would feel very uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to do business meetings together. You got to do, unless your spouse can be there with you at every meeting, because you want to make them feel secure. Like, hey, there's nothing going on here. It's just business.
Yes.
That's kind of, you're taking a big risk when you do that. I wouldn't do it. That's very nasty. It's very, because he sounds like sounds like a scam artist, like he scams them out of their money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. What do you think, Nicole? I know.
Well, that takes a lot of maturity.
Woo.
For one thing. That's how, I feel. Because and you have to sort through a lot of things. You have to sort through, can you handle that? They're going on with their lives. And two, with staying in business together, what are your intentions?
Yeah.
You have to do everything with intention. Where are you going with this, and where are your feelings with me still resolved?
Yes.
Because to me, with the way he hurt her before with the other women, that could have been taken or done out of spite.
Yeah.
So what are your intentions? Is to grow the business or to get back at me for something I did in the past?
Absolutely. Yes. Kimora's husband was definitely out here. I see the comment. Definitely out here embezzling. And like I said, the number is, I don't know the exact number, but it's around 40-something million, 46 million that he has had to pay back. And I'm like, okay, first of all, that comes with a lot. You're right. It has a lot to do with maturity. And I know we had a conversation about this earlier this week with our producer. Actually knows someone that are exes and they do business and they're doing very well. Now, I would say that it could definitely be a geographical thing. Like it depends on what country you're in. Because, in different countries, people are different. I'm not just going to single out the women and men are very different. They think different. They act differently. Their social norms are totally different from our norms. So everything is different. So, yeah. And it's not a tradition. Hello. Tradition.
Yeah.
It's not a tradition. I don't know. Is it traditional to do business with your ex? Like, I can't even go back in my mind and think of conversations coming from my parents or my aunts and uncles. Yeah, I'm still doing business with Betsy. Betsy? Yeah, my ex-wife. Your ex is my second ex-wife. No conversations like that. But I'm
No.
just thinking of just all of the technicalities there, like doing business with, like in their instance, her husband was out here doing shady stuff, with money and stuff, and you're doing business with this woman who's married to
Mhm.
somebody that's a professional. You know what?
Yeah. You don't even know this guy.
Exactly. And so, and that's her husband. She's tied up with him. So guess what? Money's gonna be tied up too. Yeah, business is business, but still that's her spouse. So money, if she got to pull him out of a rabbit hole, where's she going to get that money? She's going to get that money out your money. So I think it definitely depends on the maturity level. And you have to think of everything. Now, I believe that it could possibly work if two people are single. If the two exes
Yeah.
are, there's no spouses, no new people involved, but it's just an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, or ex-wife, ex-husband, and they decide to do business together. Continue to do business or create some new business. I think that would be great, but absolutely not uh continuing and on, and after you get a divorce and you're
Mhm.
still gonna go on with your life and the other person is going with their life, but you guys are still gonna
Mhm.
business. That could cause a lot of problems, a lot of heartaches,
Yeah.
money issues. Absolutely. My thing would definitely be think it out, think it clearly, think it through. Are you sure this is the best decision?
Mhm.
I just think it's best to just buy them out. Just like
Yeah,
with Bezos is the
Yeah.
Amazon guy, and Bill
Yeah.
Gates is it Bill Gates? Yeah, they bought them out.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
I think that's wise.
we can go down the
Yeah.
line. Bill Gates and his wife,
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, his wife, Jordan.
Right.
Hello,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Hello. We could go, and they were crazy rich. Money.
Yeah.
The wives just divorced, and they just crazy rich, just still rich, billionaires. Through a divorce. Well, yeah, there was billionaires
Mm-hmm.
in marriage, but hey, now I'm not with him or her anymore, and yet I'm still a billionaire. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
that's crazy. That's a lot to think about. And I think it goes even beyond maturity. I think you just got to be two people that don't care much about other folks and all about that green dollar.
Right.
Mhm. Especially
Intentions.
if they wasn't good with finances when you were together. You definitely don't want to go into business with them.
Exactly.
Oh.
Absolutely, absolutely. So moving on from our hot topic tonight, we're going to get into our main topics, honey. We have some topics for you. We're going to start off with one heated hot topic because we know it is a right now norm for everyone. It's definitely not a tradition. 100% not a tradition, but it's definitely becoming a societal norm in today's society. Reversing the marital roles, reversing the relationship roles. When she get down on that knee and say, Jimmy, will you marry me? And when Jimmy say, honey, I'm going to stay at home and raise the kids while you bring home the bread. So you ladies, y'all tell me, please tell me, will you get that, or did you get that? Because both of y'all are married. Did you get that and propose to your husbands?
No.
Let's hear me a little bit about that, Nicole. What do you think about reversing the marital role, the relationship roles, when the woman does what the tradition have always been, getting on your knees, the women staying at home and being the housewives and taking care of the kids in the home, and but if that now that it's switching, are you okay with the man, with your husband staying home and you go out there and work?
Oh, no.
So what are your thoughts on that? What do you think about the roles being reversed?
Uh, well, I think for me, I mean, I'm so old school. I
Yeah.
mean, and thank God my husband is old school. I think and we was discussing this, and it comes to the point where we feel like that when the roles are reversed because it's a form of control.
Oh yes. Yes.
It's a form of control, a form of want to, lead, and and just want to. It mostly comes down to impatience too.
Yeah,
So that's what I feel like. Because we're not built that way.
not at all.
We're not built that way. That's how. That's just how I feel. It's just old school. Just being impatient is being a form of control.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
What would you say, Serious K? Did you get down in your knee and say, Jason, will you be my husband?
No, I did not. No, I did not. But yeah, that is the new thing now. Like, like the men are staying at home, taking care of the kids, and the woman is going to work. And I really don't understand the reasoning behind that. Some women say because I've heard some women say because they make the most money, so he may as well, quit his job and stay at home with the kids since she makes the bulk of the money. But most men, they want to feel needed.
Right.
They want to feel like they have a place. But as far as like the manly place, out there working, bringing home the bacon, like they used to say back in the day, bringing it home, taking care of the wife and the kids, and that kind of stuff. But some women, they want to play both roles. You want to be the husband and you want to be the wife. And we have to, as women, sometimes we have to step back and we have to make ourselves vulnerable. No, of course, we don't need anybody. Yeah, we can make it on our own because, you hear a lot of women saying that, I told him I don't need him for nothing. I can take care of myself. This, and that. But what they don't get is that men love to feel needed. Because it's like, okay, well, why am I here? Because they'll say, well, what do you need? You're doing everything. You out there mowing the yard. You're fixing on it. You fix it together. I'm just sitting here like, okay, oh no, babe, I can put my own gas. I don't need to, I can buy my own. For real, y'all know y'all got women like that. Y'all probably know women like that. I'm like, he's like, why am I here? They don't want a needy woman, but they want to feel needed. They want to feel like they have a place. Like I can give you something. I can contribute somewhere. They want to feel like the man, and we have to step aside. And, I know we're raised, especially as Black women in the Black community, we're raised to be independent, take care of yourself, do it yourself. You don't need nobody for nothing. We have to be vulnerable with somebody. If not with our spouse, then who? We got to be vulnerable at some point. We have to. We have to.
Seriously, morning the yard.
They'll do it all.
Girl, I better ran that lawnmower out there in that street.
Okay. Like, I ain't doing all that. Look down.
Right, exactly. Like, no, it ain't going down like that. But both of y'all make great points. Absolutely great points. Traditionally, the man. What? And I want to know. Okay, first of all, before I really get down into this topic, because we're gonna get down into this topic. But please like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. Be sure to like and share if you're watching us watching us from Facebook. Definitely like and then share on YouTube. Click the thumbs up. Is it thumbs up? Share, whatever. But definitely give us the credit, like and everything on YouTube. Definitely. We definitely have prize giveaway coming up next week. So we have some awesome prizes, don't we, Nicole?
Okay.
What about HMV? I am so tongue twisted tonight. Our HMV fans, Miss Avery. Hi, Avery. She says, I'm old fashioned. I need the man to be a man, provide, pump my gas, take out trash. I love being a woman. Okay. And feminine. Yes. We love being women. Now let's get down into this topic. Okay, first of all, traditionally. And even more so now. I have the things that they did back then. okay, I want to make this point. The things that our parents, our grandparents that we saw, because we 70 babies, we 70s, y'all. That we seen that our parents and our grandparents, especially grandparents, I think those were like the greatest grandparents our grandparents were back in the day. You talking about
Oh my God.
cooking, just loving us like crazy, having those great conversations. I mean, our parents that are not grandparents, they're good too. But they quick to tell us, take these kids. But their parents, we was at grandma all night. We stayed at our grandparents. Grandparents never said, come get these kids. We could stay there until we became adults. They did not care. But, as far as I know, what I've been taught, what is in the big black book or the big book of all books, the best-selling book of all times, y'all know
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm talking about. Man is the head. The head is the person that leads, right? And I don't know, I guess nowadays because it's, women power, women live, feminist, the feminist act, the feminist role. It's like, of course, women want to be treated equally, and we are equal. And I guess we missed it, or we lack the understanding of what it means for a man, in particular, a man to lead in a relationship. We're talking about relationship, not a, we're talking about relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
and I would even say this if we do want to take it corporate. I don't know, Nicole, how long you've been in the corporate world, but I have always um, just did great, performed great with a male manager or male director or male vice president. And I'm not trying to be feminist, I mean, come against it or anything, but I am just being as honest as I can. I have always done great. They are hands off, my male directors and VPs and all that. They have always been hands off, do what you do, make it happen. And I've always been in independent roles too. So that could make a difference, being very independent, not really needing hands-on management and micromanagement and all that mess, but just very independent in my role and doing my thing. And just had to come, I had to make sure I had the numbers. The numbers had to, lined up with my metrics. And so I've always had male role models. I mean, male role models, none of that. But I'm not gonna say that. I don't know about how they fit in that area. But as far as like leaders and the corporate, and I've always performed exceptionally well. When I have had women leaders or directors, I'm not gonna say leaders, but directors or VPs, it has been some challenges, more challenges with them versus the men. I don't know. Tell me what you think. What about you, Nicole? You work in corporate, don't you? Or do you've been your own boss?
Well, I've been on my own for a little bit, but I have worked in corporate, and mostly since I worked in the medical field, it's been like with just females.
Okay.
And so you can just tell that I never had a male director or, because they're mostly, with female nurses in those roles.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine, I mean, it was awful. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Because the female directors and they become friends with the other female employees, and then it all become one big cult, and I'm just over it because you can't get any leadership.
Yeah,
So,
always a whole lot more mess. And this is just being honest. This is the Heart, Mind, and Voice show. We're extremely transparent. So just being honest, not saying that women are not, we're all entrepreneurs on this screen. All of us, run businesses. So we are nowhere near talking about women cannot be leaders. Hello, we're leaders. So nowhere near, but we're talking about as far as when, men are in a particular role that is considered a head role. Sometimes, many times, not sometimes, but many times things have, run a lot, they've ran a lot smoother versus as women on contact with women, it's been very choppy, Very challenging. What do you think? What would you say, Serious K?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I've worked a couple of jobs besides, in the cosmetology industry. And I'll say working under men and also dealing, like working under women or, in business or even taking care of business. I've noticed, like, if you call a business and you're talking about business, if you talk to a woman,
Mm-hmm.
your answer is going to be different from when you talk to a man.
Right.
When you talk to a woman, they're going to be like overdoing everything and making it hard. And well, I don't know if that's what they told you, then that's what it is. But then you talk to a man, girl, they going to run it all down to you. And you're like, oh my God, why didn't she say that? This is the same thing I just asked. And she didn't give me that answer. Like, she made it hard and like she didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And also, like, when I worked on one job, the supervisor was a young male. And that guy, he was just so easy to work for. But the female, like, she didn't want to help me. She didn't want to tell me certain things. It was just like, find your way, figure it out on your own. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I have found it easier working under and with men than women, because it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
definitely, now this is pertaining to men, being in the leadership role or in the head, role when it comes to corporate now. Flip it over
Yeah.
to relationship. And let it be known that we are not saying, because they will take your words and they will twist it up. We're not saying we are women in leadership. We are women in head leading roles. So there's no way we are saying or we're vouching for only men should be in leadership roles. We're just saying that how things are different. You can tell the difference, and there is a difference when you're working other one. Now, with us being in leadership role, with me in particular, because we all know our business better than anyone else. I have learned a lot of errors from women that I know that okay, it shouldn't have went this way. I've been in corporate over 20 plus years. We should know something by now. To where I know okay, this is the way that it should be. And then a lot of times when I get business coach, I have several business coaches, and when I do business coach, and I also get business coaching, and I always hire male business coaching because they come with a different perspective. They come with, me as a woman in a leadership role. I can identify with the next lady. I can identify with, I know how we think. I'm a woman. I know we think, I know how we operate, I know how we function, but I'm not a man. So I learn from the male and I take the two, combine them, and make it one method, one operation to where I put both, not just my side, not just his side, but both of our sides together and make something great of it. So that's on the corporate. Now moving to relationship. When the big book says that the man is the head of the household, um, and he who findeth a wife, that's in the big book. And if you don't know what the big book is, that is the Bible. He who findeth a wife. I don't see anywhere. Y'all help me. I don't see anywhere where it says she who findeth a husband.
Mhm.
But I see he who findeth a wife. So of course, just in regular conversation, let's just keep it 100. In regular conversation, we maybe, single women could be more like, "Who are we glad when I find a man?" That's just conversation. That's just the way of talking.
Yeah.
That's just the way people talk. It's not necessarily she meaning she out here looking like, who is that him? Is that, or whatever. But the man is to go out and seek and find that woman. And once he find that woman, you mean to tell me that today things have changed. He may have found you, but you are to bend down on your knee and propose to him. That doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound intelligent.
Right.
Just intelligent, And so many people today, of course, will see this and say, you're absolutely wrong. You're judging. Why isn't it right? What's wrong with it? Well, what's right with it? What's right with the woman getting on her knees to a man saying, will you marry me? Or reversing whatever roles it is. Now, I will say this as far as, and y'all, help me out with this. As far as men staying home, sometimes situations are different. I'm not saying that I agree with every man to stay home and take care of the family, but you never know what the situation may be. Nowadays, women are making more. There are plenty of women that are making more money than the husband. So if they
Yeah.
have to make a decision because they don't want to spend over half of their income in childcare, somebody has to stay home. And if he making 40 and she making 140, y'all tell me.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna stay home.
Yeah.
She making 140, he's making 40. So situations can determine an outcome. So what do y'all think? I mean, am I right or wrong? If you
The
Yeah,
baby
she
is
need to
still
hook
going
him
to the
up.
daycare.
okay, okay,
I
Nicole,
was
you
like, she
say
need
you
to hook
support
him up.
daycare. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
baby's still going to the daycare.
Well, there goes my hypotheses.
I
What
said she need to hook him up with a job at her job. That's what I say. Get him to hook up.
okay. Well, I tried to
That's
help
what
y'all. Millennials, I tried to help y'all out.
Girl.
How do we
But
get on over there?
but to even just to be realistic about it all, if he's making 40, she's making 140. That's like 180 that's coming in the household. You mean to tell me y'all can't afford child care? That's a nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry you making that 140, figure it out. Because
Okay.
that 40, his 40 can go on the child care.
There you go.
He wants
There
to
you go.
child care. Hey, but I'm
Yeah.
just, there are situations that are like that. And so, and hey,
See,
it's happened, but it's to each his own. Go ahead, Nicole. What were you going to say?
no, what I was saying is, see, here's the problem. Like, okay, he makes 40, you make 140. How can it not be we make 180?
Exactly.
Let's send the baby to daycare.
Right.
It's not like, okay, because here we are one and everything comes into one. We don't like, okay, you make this, I make that. No, we have.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how we put it, so we got to get out of this. He makes and she makes this. We make.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Once
And
you come into that we part of a relationship, I promise you, it was sore.
oh wow.
It was
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, fans. We are talking to a woman that has been married. Nicole, how long have you been married? How many years? It has been
it'll be 15 years
oh,
in October.
because nowadays marriages aren't lasting for 3. You don't let me get off into mine. So
No,
marriages aren't lasting no
I
time.
mean, but what you have to do is that you have to go this because we had trouble with this when we first got married. So you have to go into the Bible and realize how you're in and find your role, and
Yeah.
more importantly, how to treat one another.
Right.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
that's what you have to do. And if you love God, all that's if he loves God, if she loves God, it's gonna come together.
Right. Right.
Anyway, but you got
Yeah.
to know what his word, you have to follow his word in order for his blessings.
Yeah, that's the key thing.
Yeah.
Know your role. Understand where
Yes.
you fit into this marriage. Know what a wife is and what she does and what it means to be a wife. Know what a husband is, what he does,
Mhm.
what it means to be.
Because
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go.
No matter what, if he, like we said, no matter if he makes 40 and you make 140, you're still a helpmeet.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
still,
Mhm.
if you have to put yourself in a helpmeet role,
Yeah,
because that comes from the big book. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you're still a helpmeet.
mhm.
No
That's
matter how much
Mhm.
you make.
that's right. And
You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
just
So, yeah.
mhm. just to understand, we're talking about traditions tonight. And, traditionally it has been like that. I saw my mom and dad, they didn't have like this, amazing, relationship or marriage. But you know, they were traditionally, my dad, you know, was the breadwinner, you know, and like you said, it shouldn't be your income, my income, but it should be our income. And let me tell you how traditional they were, and still is to this day. He would, well, he's retired now, but but he would bring home the money to my mom and whoever is like great at budgeting and paying the bills and all that, because you know it's always that one that's really good and that's one that's
Right.
it's like, okay, I got this because you ain't. But you know, so my mom was that one that was great at, you know, taking care of all the household, you know, expenses and everything. And that's what, and I saw this with my own eyes, but that was the way he was the head, and she worked. Oh yeah, she worked. She worked too, you know, as well, you know, for a while, you know, until health issues came up. But she definitely worked for a long time, and he worked, and they came together and took care of things, you know, household bills and everything, whatever they had to take care of, you know, to take care of the family. So I don't see why now things, of course, you know, times, you know, life evolves, time evolves, you know, people evolve, everything evolves, you know, and becomes better. You know, change becomes better. It should become better. Things should become better because, you know, oh well, I don't have to be subject to, you know, I don't have to be subject to you or subject to this, or I don't have to do it. I can go get this career, because a lot of times, you remember, Nicole, back in the day, women didn't really pursue careers like they do now.
Exactly.
You know, they're extremely independent. I think there are more, especially in our culture, African American women entrepreneurs that's leading.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
leading
we're amazing. We are amazing. Yeah.
that's leading the pack, but it doesn't take away um, the the essence and the core of who we are as a family unit, because a family unit derives from something, and there's
Right.
order and there's a protocol and there's structure when it comes to a family unit. And a woman is not at the top of the man, but she's on the side of her husband.
Yeah, on the side. No matter
God,
what. I'm sorry.
God is at the top, and then it's the, you know, the husband and the wife and the children and, you know, everything else after. So, you know, it all, and that's, you know, I would say because of the way that people think nowadays, because tradition has just literally been thrown in the trash. That's why family units today are so torn and so broken. That's what I would say that that's why there's so many divorces. The divorce rate is and it's so sad and so embarrassing and so unfortunate that it's more so on the Christian side that the divorce rate is higher than the secular.
And I feel like because, you know, the divorce rate is higher for Christians because still you can be a Christian, but that don't mean you obey. Exactly. You know, and you don't obey the word of God.
Yes.
You know, to what he says, and you know, because you wanna be so independent and still do not figure out that you need the Father. And He's gonna let you know that, oh, you gonna need me. You know, so that's how I feel about it. I mean, and it works in our household.
Yeah.
I mean, there's peace here. So you know.
Exactly. But you know, and your proof fans, they've been married for well over 15 years. Plus moving from 15 years. So marriages can last when things are in order, when things are structured, when a family unit represents order. A unit, what does a unit represent?
Right.
It represents order. There's a system behind. Oh, and speaking of system, let's move on to this next topic.
Okay.
Marriage process, the process of being married. Oh my God. I didn't think we was going to get this deep off into it. And I guess because we're talking about traditions and we're talking about how the way people think nowadays, I would always say, and this is, I mean, Nicole, if you just think about it. So just to give an example, welcome back, Serious K.
Yeah, I apologize, ladies. We have a
retrograde
area. Yeah.
You heard what I said? We have a retrograde difficult, but you, it's all good. But we're talking about the marriage process tonight, so we're gonna roll on over since we're talking about order and structure and system. You know, the one thing I've noticed personally, when it comes to, and I'm making a point here. So when it comes to rich people, and well, let's refer to rich people as celebrities, most of them. But you know, rich people, they don't have to be celebrities to be rich. But I've noticed, particular, you know who I'm talking about, particular celebrities that had to come together and raise kids, and they do very well. At least that's what they show us, that they're doing very well in our culture. Doing very well, because I think in other cultures they didn't have a lot of drama like we did in our culture. So, and I see where the marriages, like the ex come together with the new wife and the, you know, and the ex-husband and everything, and they work together to make sure that, you know, they do everything in decent and in harmony for the kids, because you know they have had previous kids, you know, they've had kids together, but they decide to move on their separate ways. And I have seen, and you guys can, maybe you know some people around the corner or some people in, you know, in your family. I have seen where people with status, with money, have been able to work things out in the forefront. This is what they show us, have been able to make it happen, make it work together, as a big blended family, you know, with the exes and the new people and everything, and been able to work it out a lot quicker and a lot faster than I've seen just people that are working every day and making an everyday honest living. I have seen where the rich folks have been able to make it work a lot quicker. And I don't know if it's because there's no money issues involved. Like, I don't know why I've seen it more on the rich side versus just everyday people. I've seen more drama when it comes to everyday people trying to work as a blended family versus rich folks trying to work as a blended family. They make it happen. And they try to share with the world and say, see, it can be done. It's not about us, it's about the kids. So do you think that has a lot to do with, because that money issue is not an issue because they have money, versus everyday people? It has a lot to do with, well, he don't take care of his responsibility like he should. So what do you guys think? And I know y'all know who I'm talking about. They are very well known in society that are blended families, and they do very well together.
I believe with blended families and stuff, it can work. But here's the deal.
Okay.
When it don't work, it's because their feelings still involved. Yeah, I mean, because when you don't actually have feelings for that person, because people always say, "Oh, I'm gonna always love him. That's my baby dad."
I've been told that.
Yeah.
I've actually been told
that's the way of keeping yourself stuck.
Yeah, I've actually been, yeah. You know, my I'm going, you know, going through a divorce and everything, and one of my soon to be ex, you know, son's mother told children's mother said that, you know, I'm gonna always love him. He's my son's father. So I'm going to always love him. We're going to always have this particular relationship, friendship. So I was told that. And
how did that make you feel?
You know, it made me feel, because of the type of relationship that they had around me, it definitely made me feel very uncomfortable. But because I was so blinded and, you know, loved him and wanted, you know, my family to work because, you know, we have a child together. I just dealt with the discomfort. I dealt with it. I dealt with the discomfort. And a lot of people, a lot of women I know, especially in our culture, I know a lot of women deal with the discomfort. So they can be with that person versus really getting the counseling or the coaching to dig deep and to make sure those feelings that you mentioned, Nicole, are no longer, you know, they dissolve. Because of course you're going to always have, of course you would hope and wish that your you know, if you're not with your children's parent, you know, father, mother, the situation is. Of course, you would wish them well. I'm just going to say wish them well, but I'm not going to say that you will always love them. I don't know. What do you think, Serious K? I know Nicole.
No. Now,
Sit here, because that situation would
no.
be reality.
I'm a,
And I'm
I'm a,
definitely not going to say I love, will always love. No. Anyway, go ahead, Serious K.
okay. Well, I'm a baby mama times two.
baby mama.
And look, I ain't gonna always love them. No, I love my son's daddy like a brother for real. Nothing else, like a
Right,
brother. Okay,
right.
that's high school. Have much respect for the man. Can't say nothing bad about him. And the other one, ain't no love there. Not even no brotherly love.
Oh Lord.
It's like you her daddy. She love you, you love her. Y'all good.
Right.
But the blended family thing sure can work, like you say, as long as there's no feelings there. Because in my last marriage, of course, we dealt with that. We had the blended family and everything, and I loved the girls and they loved me, and everything, went pretty well, for the most part. But it can definitely work as long as all parents, all parties are open and have an understanding that, hey, this is what this is. Like, we're doing this for the kids. We love the kids. We're one big family, you know, and you got to do everything for the betterment of that child, for the, you just want to be cordial. You want to get along. And plus you got to set an example for the children, hey, we can get along. Like, we can be one big family. I ain't saying, we all in the house and we sister wives and all this kind of stuff.
Right. Hell no.
We working together for the betterment of the children, because divorce is hard enough for kids, and then you got all y'all bickering and fighting, and oh yeah, she the baby mama and she thinks she all that, and I'm jealous because y'all still like each other and all this old crazy foolishness. Or she saying, don't plait my child head, don't get in her hair, you get not comb her hair. You know how they do. It's all about the children. We got to put our feelings and ourselves aside and just think about the children. You got, now people are calling it, bonus children, bonus moms and stuff like that. But it can definitely work. Like you said, as long as there are no feelings involved, it can work.
Yeah. And this is all a part of the marriage process. This is all a part of it. Like, it takes more. I don't know if it was Queen A that said that she would agree to married couples going to counseling. Or was it you, Serious K? What do y'all say? That she would agree. I would agree that couples should go to ongoing counseling throughout the marriage until until they have a really good understanding of compromising, because compromising plays a huge role. It is a huge role when it comes to being married, because you're faced with all different types of difficulties, challenges, and then guess what? The two evolves. You already bring in your world, and they bring in their world in, and y'all are trying to combine to make it this one big world. And so the goals and the desires and the dreams that you have today, you may not have them in 15 years, in 20 years, even in 10 years. You may see something even bigger and better and brighter that you want to pursue or do. And guess what? Well, Jamie you said that 10 years ago when y'all got together, we was going to do this. Now all of a sudden it has changed. So I think with that ongoing communication and like having a regular marital coach or counselor, whichever, works, for you and your spouse, I think you should always have that, so the awareness can always be there, and just understanding one another's language, the love language, and understand each other's love language when it comes to life itself, not just we have to touch, we have to be together, we have to spend time together, we have to you got to buy me gifts, you got to do not just that, but understanding their language of how they perceive life
Yeah.
as an individual, because it changes. the reality of it all is that it changes. And like you said, Serious K, when we have all these other parts, these outsiders, especially when it comes to in-laws, we had a show, we talked about them in-laws shenanigans. When they put their two cents in, they have absolutely nothing to do with your marriage. Your marriage, when the husband and the wife come together, you create your family, your memories, and you move forward. And however the husband leads that household has nothing to do with what my parents say, what my baby mama said, what my baby daddy said, you know, what my siblings, my nosy daughter said, has absolutely nothing, because guess what? You're not going to run their household.
That's
You know,
true.
Right.
run your siblings'
right.
house. So no. Do you serious, Kate? No. Do y'all even care? No. We wish them well. We hope all is well, and we will lead and guide them to help if they need it. But we got our own life to live.
Right.
It's in our own life. So when we talk about that, the marriage process, you know how people change, and how you may want it one way, or you may want it a certain way, but your spouse may want it another way. And I know that some of those situations that have happened. You know, you guys have been married long enough to to agree to say, yeah, when I first got into my marriage, I thought this way, but over time,
Yeah.
it has changed.
Mm.
So, Nicole, you've been married for 15 years. I know you can share an experience. Let's rate it PG. Or rated R. No.
I mean, okay. What are you saying? You just like with the pivoting of marriage, or just the
Yeah, with the pivoting of marriage, like what has made your marriage evolve over the years, over the 15, like you can remember a time where y'all were here, but now you guys are here. So you remember a time where, you know, your thoughts, your mindset was kind of here because you didn't understand a lot. You saw it this way. But as you grew, as you learned, and whatever else you guys have done as far as the work, when it comes to the process of being married, how you guys are here. Like share one of your conquering stories. And then
okay.
you be thinking of what? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. When my husband and I first got married, we didn't have a clue to what we was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we both said that we didn't know what we was doing. I mean, we left Louisiana. We both left Louisiana, and we came to unfamiliar territory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we both never. We live right next door to Texas, but we hadn't been here. So we left, and we just came on, and we didn't have a clue to what we was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But we hit some rocky roads, or however. But it has to become to where you want to make it. You both have to want it.
Yeah.
You both have to want to make it, you know, you have to change. When you change, in the process of changing,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be one at a time.
Yeah.
It has to be one at a time. I mean, because my husband always did like, just say warehouse work.
Mm-hmm.
But when he came here, it pays well in Louisiana. But when he came here, that was a common job. Like, we can find anybody to do. He was like, whoa. You know, so now he was like, but this is all I know. I've been working at my other job for 12, 13 years now. I'm here to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came home, he said, well, I want to go to welding school. Ho, you know, I'm the one. You tell me you want to go to the moon, I'm going to buy the astronaut suit. That's that's who I am. I don't care who it is. I don't even have to know you. It's like I will always have your back.
Right.
So during that transition time, when he wanted to go to school, okay, all I told him was, I got your back.
Yeah.
And to make him feel comfortable, I worked my butt off.
Wow.
You know, to where he was, I mean, it was to the point he was sleeping in his car, he was going to school, he was back and forth, and I was working. You know, and I had a young lady who was helping me with our son, you know, because my other kids was in school.
Mm-hmm.
And so once we was going through that process, you know, what happened is when he went to welding school, he soared.
Wow.
I mean, when it comes to stuff like that man is so smart. I mean, he soared. And so, but when I had to back down and to cater to him while he was going through his process. It benefited the whole family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So now he's
Yes.
soaring in his career now.
Wow.
But I had to back him up and do some things like, oh my God, I'm about to pass out. But I kept pushing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now I get to
Mhm.
rest.
She's like, now I can rest and sit
Yeah.
back like the queen I am.
So that was
I
the
know that's right.
that was the process in our marriage. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And there is an HMB fan out there that needs to hear this because they may be at that point to where
Yes.
their marriage is time for their marriage to pivot.
Right. You don't want to go through the
Yes.
process of him evolving because he had to change his whole career around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I had to
Mhm.
sit there and watch that because that's not easy for a man
Yeah,
to
it's
do
not.
that.
It's
You
not.
know, feel
Yeah.
comfortable, and now I have to get uncomfortable.
Yeah,
You know, and so we had to coach each other. You know, through that process.
yeah.
You
And
know,
Yeah.
but just stick with the process. Don't lose them in the curves. That's
oh,
the thing. They
Right.
go straight as soon as they make a curve, we fall off the bike.
yes,
No,
we do.
you got to hold on and you go on.
Mhm.
I promise you, you will win if you stick together.
Woo!
That's
I
right.
hear that. You
That's
will
right.
win if you stick together. A lot of
You
times
will win.
when we get around that curve, because honey, let me tell you something. The process is
And a
never
lot of people fall off
straight.
off the bike.
The process is never straight as
Okay.
a pin. And if can I bend this pin, I'll show you what the process looks like. It has all kinds of twists and turns, curves and
Okay.
hills and valleys and peaks. It doesn't. And if I tell you, and if you are not, solid in your foundation with Christ, first of all,
Oh yeah.
it has a lot to do with your faith.
Mhm.
And even if you do, and I think a lot of times, especially in the beginning of a situation, you really do have that mustard seed because that mustard seed, it grows. Your faith grows throughout marriage. It grows. And I know you can testify, to that, Nicole, but it grows. It doesn't stay. But when you start off in that marriage, it's like this. So you may be, on the edge of that little curve and like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't
Mhm.
Oh no,
you
here's my
know,
word. Wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this.
I didn't sign up for this.
I
But
didn't sign up for this.
in reality, you really do. I mean, reality, you really do sign up for it
And you
all
do.
in marriage. You sign up for the.
Mhm.
I always ask people this: what is your for worse? The vows say for better or for worse. What is your for worse? Think about that before you walk down that aisle, before you invest time, money, energy, everything in the person and in the wedding, or whatever. Think about what would be, because we all know for better, hey. But what is
Right.
your for
Mhm.
worse? Because
Mhm.
worse is going to happen more often than not. Worse is
Oh
going to, that's just life. That's how we grow in life. That's how we get degrees and stuff. Serious K can attest to that while getting a degree right now.
yeah.
You are going to be faced with tests, papers. Okay, now God is
Mhm.
going to give you this 50-page essay to write.
Mm.
You got to live it so you can write it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Serious K, can you tell us one of your marital pivot examples or scenarios? Marital pivot. I like that.
I'll just say,
Mhm.
I'll just say this. You have to remember before you became one,
Yeah.
you were individuals. And
Mm.
you should let a person remain who you are. Don't lose who you are. And let that person be who they are.
Yeah.
Because that's why you married them, right? For who they
Yeah.
were. And you accepted who they were. So in saying that, don't try to change that person.
Yeah.
As far as like with my husband, I had to learn him and his habits and his ways. And at first I didn't understand them. And he had to learn me and my habits and my ways. And at first, like I said, I didn't understand them. I'm like, why is this man sleeping so long? Why is he so? And we were just dating. And I remember going to his apartment because I'm like, ain't nobody sleeping that long, and I'm knocking on the door, knocking on the door. And he come to the door and y'all, it's daylight, but it's pitch black dark. And he opened the door and I'm like, I've been calling you and you. And so he told me, now he told me that he liked to sleep, but me not thinking.
Right.
It's dark. The door, he said, what? I was asleep. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm a little upset because I want him to be up. So what I learned in that is like, listen, this man likes to sleep. Let him get his sleep. So when he come in, he go in there and go to sleep. I don't say nothing. And sometimes he come in and I understand that, he's been on his job for a long time. He deal with a lot of stuff, a lot of pressures. I could be that woman when he come in. Sometimes he come in and he just say, hey, and he keep it moving. But I could be that woman to do he just, hey, hey, hey. It don't have nothing to do with me. You understand? So I had to understand that. He's mad at the people at work. So guess what I do? I let him wind down, get himself together, and he sit down and I say, how was your day? And he tell me how was his day, and I tell him how my day was. So you let them be who they are. That's who he is. He was doing that before we got together, coming in, it's So I let him be him, and he let me be me. And he's used to having his space. I let him have, if there's a room in the house, I'm like, that's your little space.
Okay.
Because that's a man cave. So that's what we do. We accept each other for who we are. We let us be us. And we don't, gripe and moan about it. He knows, like, okay, sometimes I might come in and I'm tired and I might, he like, okay, baby, what's wrong? You want me to rub your feet? You want me to? So that's just my thing. I learned to just accept him for who he is.
Yeah.
And I learned to, if he need me to help him in some kind of way, okay, how do you need me to help you get over this hump? What I need to do? You know what I'm saying? Instead of biting at him and barking at him, I try to be his. So that's one thing I can give to the women. Be his peace. When he come home, be your husband's peace. It's supposed to be a place of serenity where you can go and you can sit down and you can ease your mind. This is your quiet place when you get home. You don't want to hear the noise. You hear enough noise at work. He don't want to hear all that. Be his peace.
Yeah.
So that's just my little nugget.
And that's beautiful. Yes, definitely be your husband's peace. So, what would you say that the husband need to be for the wife? Being their peace. What should they be for us?
Just be an ear. We like to talk a lot. We like to just be an ear. Just listen. You ain't gotta say much. Just listen. If we ask you if I'm fat, don't say nothing. Just listen.
So,
do I look fat? Just listen.
Married men, be an ear and lie. If we ask you, do we look fat? You tell us no. Honey, you are the most beautiful, shapeful. It's crazy because we really want to be honest, but I don't know, maybe we just want them to say it in a nice way, like, baby, you look good to me, but whatever makes you happy. And we're like, okay. Versus, well, so it's a lot. It's a lot, that comes with the territory of the marriage process, the process of getting married, being married, and staying married. Getting married, being married, and staying in marriage, especially nowadays. And a lot of times, HMV fans, this is what we say. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Heart Mind and Voice, Facebook and YouTube. But this is what we're saying. A lot of times you got to go back to the traditions. And praise the Lord. Thank you, God. They have now, when we say life has evolved, meaning that life has gotten better for us all. Now we have marital coaches. I don't think we had a marital coaches back in the 70s or the 60s. They had counselors and therapists, but I don't think a lot of people in our culture could afford them. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it in 100. I don't think a lot of our family could afford, therapists and counselors back in that day. And I don't even know if there were any, too many, coaches that, can coach you on being married and being successful, in your marriage and in your careers versus now, there are plentiful. So take advantage. And there's so many. So it's for different situations when it comes to what you're going through, what you can afford, how you can be. There are plenty there. The land is plenty. It's plenty out there. So just, reach out. We always use ourselves as a resource to all. If you're looking for some type of help in whatever situation, always email us, heartmindvoiceshow@gmail.com. Always email us. We'll be happy to lead, guide, and direct you. So always reach out to us. We love you. This has been an excellent, wonderful show, ladies. Wonderful. Thank you
Yes,
so
yes,
much
yes, yes.
for your wisdom, your expertise. We love you, Nicole. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
giving
Thank you for having me.
insight. You are so welcome. We want you to come back very soon. We enjoy your insight. We love your insight. And there are
Well, thank
people
you.
out there that need you.
No.
People out there that need you. They need to hear your experiences and how did you get past your experience? How did you fall and get back up?
Amen.
That's what
Yeah.
matters, that you got back up. I don't want to hear from anybody that has had the perfect life, be it marriage, be it successful career, whatever. I want to hear about everything, the good,
Everything,
the
right.
different. That's what makes a person whole. That's what makes everything solid because you know the ins and outs. But if you've
Right.
never been through anything, how you gonna help me? I'm going through. How you gonna help me out of this? Well, talk to Kim. I don't know. So thank you so much for being on, and we thank you,
Yes,
fans.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Avery, for tuning
Thank
in.
you, guys.
Thank you.
We love you. We hope to see everybody back next week. We wish our girl Sirius K well and know that she's going to have a wonderful time.
Yes.
Have fun, Kim.
Yes.
On island in Jamaica. We love you. Everybody have a good night. See you next week.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.